And we are live.
Good morning and aloha, snack bar to all of you out there. It's the one, the only, the dynamic duo, Optimus Primate himself, joined with none other than with the master of the flux capacitor, coming to you on another Rogue Money Mornings of V and CJ, where we break down the news, the views, and all the information that's important to you. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter at the Rogue Money, and of course, the preeminent, fastest growing news and economic website on the planet, roguemoney.net. That being said, check out our sponsors, myfreedomnow.us, myfreedomnow.us. Get out of debt, kick the bankers in the nuts, and get your funds so you get some cryptos or whatever dream you got concocted in your head. Make it happen. Get that business investment. Myfreedomnow.us. Get out of debt, get your credit fixed, and get up to $600,000 unsecured. $600,000 unsecured. And I think it was about a week ago, we took another person. Oh my God, these guys were telling me they did, I think last month alone, they did about 12.6 million people, not million people, funds were pre-approved. People are been responding fast and furious to this because they realize an opportunity when they see it. Tremendous, 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 tremendous. Also, check out mygoldusb.com. Mygoldusb.com. Surf the deep web. Escape Vault 7 surveillance, as well as protect yourself with 1024-bit military grade encryption, as well as secure your Bitcoin wallet, all with one operating system on a USB. mygoldusb.com. With that being said, CJ, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, V. It's another day in paradise. How you doing this morning?
I am doing quite well, my friend. Very well, quite well. I'm trying to drink as much dark roast as possible. Yes.
Yes, more coffee. What was it that you said before we got on the air that you could
I need a
develop
coffee.
a coffee enema?
I need a hot coffee enema to get myself going, Siege. It's one of those days, bro.
Dear
One of those
Lord, V,
days.
you're a mess. You're a mess this morning.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's what my family keeps telling me that I'm trying.
Right, right.
I'm
Well, you
really
probably want one of
trying.
those participation. You want one of those participation trophies, right?
At this point, yeah, man. I'll take one of those participation ribbons. I'll be a spoiled millennial. An entitled millennial. Hey, give me a participation trophy. Oh
Well,
man, what's going on?
it's very interesting to see now what's happening with Saddam Hussein's brother, Maduro,
Yes,
in
his twin.
Venezuela. Yeah,
Yes, yes,
his twin
yes.
brother.
I swear to you, Nicolas Maduro's previous job was Saddam Hussein's body double. I dare any one of you guys type in Nicolas Maduro and Saddam Hussein and then do a Google image search. You will freak out. Maduro is clearly a Saddam Hussein body double. Anyway, what did the Saddam of South America want? What's going on with Saddam of South America?
Well, it looks like what they're trying to do is he's attempting to start a new Congress.
Oh God, again!
Maduro
This is like
wants.
the 10th Congress he started. This guy. I mean, when you're
This
not
wasn't
good at
enough.
government, just give it up, man. This is Maduro, aka Saddam of South America. Doesn't Saddam of South America realize that he just sucks at creating congresses and rewriting constitutions? That this government thing is just not working out, Nick. It's just not working out.
Right, right. I mean, his
But he can
people
cut a rug,
are
though,
literally.
Siege.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he could. I'm sure he
Dude,
could.
you
Yes.
see this guy dance bachata outside when he was he was in his office and the cameras were rolling. He stood up, he started cutting the rug, he was doing a little salsa, a little merengue, a little bachata, and outside people rioting and with pitchforks and torches and burning down half of the city, and he was like, I mean, this guy was like cutting it, man. It's like he was moving so fast. Remember the old Benny Hill show where
Yeah,
Benny
yeah.
Hill? Yeah, it was like that. I mean, with no camera trick, CJ, with no camera trick. But go ahead. Let's talk about the Saddam of South America.
Well, no, obviously he wants to, consolidate powers
Ugh.
by rewriting the Congress, rewriting the new constitution, if you will. So, if you take a look at this action here, is exactly right. His people are starving in the streets, hyperinflation setting in, and he's worrying about a new Congress. So of course, he's been, didn't we report like several months ago in regards to him selling part of the one of their largest oil companies to either China or Russia? I remember we reported on something like that.
Yeah.
So I think the U.S. is starting to get a little bit concerned in terms of where Venezuela will land on the geopolitical landscape. So now we're trying to do what we do best. We're trying to influence them with some new sanctions and cut off some of their money, cut off their ties. I mean, shoot, he seized U.S. companies before in Venezuela. So
I mean, how can this idiot thug? This is an idiot thug. This is a guy whose IQ is probably a 70 on the best day, and that is if he woke up that morning and remembered to eat his Wheaties. Okay, his IQ is 70. This is a freaking bus driver from Caracas. Bus driver. You put an egotistical, corrupt idiot like this moron in power. It amazes me that people that are around him, the quote unquote the Constituent Assembly, because they don't have a Congress anymore. He renamed Congress into the Constituent Assembly. Okay, these guys should be worried that in the next Constitution that he rewrites, that it will not even be called the Congress will not even be called the Constituent Assembly. He could rename the Constipation Association. Okay, might as well be, because they're not doing anything to curb this guy's power. Now, these lackeys who will go along with this type of tyrant, this type of madman, who give in to this idiot, this poser, allowing this guy to go ahead and consolidate more power, grow more stronger, and decide to do whatever the dictates of his countries are, what his country does in terms of economically and strategically. This guy doesn't know how to do anything. This guy's unqualified. He's an idiot. Venezuela, what you that's what kills me. You guys are a country of tens of millions of people. You guys have the power. The people have the power. Overthrow this bastard. Get yourself a constitutional republic. Grow the F up. This is what my message for South and Central America. Grow the F up. Stop being a bunch of little whiny bitches. Realize that socialism doesn't work, you little fruit knobs, and get yourself into a capitalistic constitutional republic if you want to save your asses and be competitive on a global scale, because most of you guys down there aren't competitive for nothing.
that's a great point, V. You take a look at their socialist ruling party and take a look at where that's led them, right? You've fallen into a compliant, society
Yep.
that counts on government dependency, and that's what socialism does, V.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. This is they're gonna hit with sanctions, and if the U.S. decides to hit these idiots with sanctions, and so be it. I can care less. Venezuela they're gonna eat themselves. This is what I'm saying. People of this you want socialism. I thank God for America. This is why I thank God for America. We have a template of freedom. I want you guys to think about that for a second. We have a template of freedom versus countries like North Korea, Venezuela. Okay, and honestly speaking, man, and this is so true. Okay, and it's fixable. I'm going to say the most politically incorrect thing, and I don't care. I don't care. I'm sorry. You cannot create, quote unquote, civilized governments with people that are stupid. Okay? You see this all throughout the world. Okay? You see this in all these socialized places, especially like Venezuela is an example, North Korea is another example. You look at the European Union is a primo example of stupidity. Socialism breeds stupidity. It makes you dumb. It makes you lazy. If you've ever been to Europe, you ever go to that other part of the world right across the pond, people have no, what's the word I'm looking for, CJ? They have no gusto. They have no zest to get up in the morning and create something. They have no passion. They have no, hey, you know what? I'm going to create this. I'm going to have this idea. I'm going to figure out how I can get, capital for it. I'm going to invent this. I'm going to create this. I'm going to revolutionize the world. I'm going to make billions of dollars. They feel guilty. Oh my God, I've made 150,000 euros today. I must be a scumbag. I must be some sort of a scum. Like, why did I make 150,000 euros this year? Oh my God. That's how they feel. Okay? And then they're look, man, a populace of sheep. And that's what you see in all these socialistic ideals all throughout the world. A populace of sheep will be governed by wolves. Ben Franklin said it best. And that's what you're seeing. And I thank God for America. This is why the socialism bullcrap doesn't fly over here. Because majority of Americans, minus a handful of stupid millennials who can't find their elbow from their rear end, the majority of Americans don't favor socialism. We love our rugged Americana. We're going to keep it that way. We're going to keep it that way. Anyway, moving on, Siege, from the Saddam of South America and the impending sanctions that will be hit on Venezuela. While Venezuela implodes, it will happen just as we predicted at Rogue. This is what I was saying, that Russia and China will take PVSA, which is their oil company, and bring it into alignment. Anyway, next thing, buddy, we got our main man, Harley Schlanger. Harley wrote a great article. It's on LaRouche Pack. Also at roguemoney.net, Helga Zepp LaRouche, which is the wife of Lyndon LaRouche, quote, "Our victory will be strategic, won or lost on an international stage." What is that all about, brother?
Well, it's that real fine balancing act, and unfortunately, the roadblocks, the obstacles that the Democratic Party has put forth, with Trump, has kind of hindered the ability for Trump to engage, with China, with Russia, and the continuation voice. And I'm glad LaRouche Pack is really advocating and helping to kind of steer the conversation for the United States to get on the program, get on board with the One Belt, One Road Project V, because it's just important for the United States economy to understand that we can't be isolated, and we need to understand the future of the economies. The landscape, the geopolitical landscape has changed so much. So LaRouche Pack is really, again, advocating for this, and we're starting to see a little momentum for that. Trump sent down a delegate to the BRICS, to their last meeting, to get involved with it, and let's hope that this continues, V.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let me just break this down real quick, right? One of the key takeaways here is this, and this is what Linda. This is what Helga LaRouche, who is known as the mother of the Silk Road. Okay, that China's awarded Helga LaRouche as the mother of the Silk Road. When I went to their meetings, okay, over at the Schiller Institute, and I met with like diplomats and ambassadors and whatnot, the amount of respect the international community has for the LaRouche Pack is incredible. You guys want to get involved on a political action level? Join the LaRouche Pack. And I'm not giving you guys a shameless plug. Just stop being a keyboard jockey. Stop sitting around on your asses wondering what you could do. The LaRouche Pack has the answers. They are thinking international scope. This is one of the things that Helga LaRouche says. She said, at the beginning of this year, we said that Trump could be one of the greatest presidents of all the U.S. history if he managed to get the United States to cooperate with the New Silk Road. And that's funny she should say that, CJ, because that's exactly what yours truly has been saying since Trump announced his run. Okay? Trump could go down as the greatest if he gets us to part of the New Silk Road. And I said, that is the victory. We've been saying it. Rogue Money's been saying it. Right now, we've been saying it before anybody else. Apart from LaRouche Pack, we've been saying it. Apart from them, we've been saying it before anybody else. I think we have made quite a significant advance on that, and I would not underestimate the influence of our mobilization on that point, because the Mar-a-Lago meeting, the fact that Trump sent a high-level delegation to the Belt and Road Forum in Beijing, the fact, okay, again, folks, these are facts. Trump did send a very high-level delegation to the Belt and Road Forum in Beijing. This was not trumpeted by the mainstream media, of course, and the alt media, who was too busy chasing Bigfoot and selling you penis pills, was too busy to pay attention to this as well. So again, Rogue Money, we're breaking it over here. the fact that Trump is now saying that he knows Xi Jinping quite well, that they have established a very good relationship. They met already, and I think 3 times, maybe 2 times. I don't know. In any case, it's a very good, solid thing. The fact that Trump Putin meeting in Hamburg went excellently, given the fact that you have a half-year attempt of a coup attempt by deep state operatives within the United States. And I think both presidents maneuvered very wisely and very well. The fact that Putin afterwards said Trump is very different than the media portray him. And this can increase into a very good relationship. This is excellent. Just imagine if there would have been Hillary Clinton in the White House. You would have World War III already. And on a side note, CJ and I would be broadcasting from somewhere in Panama or whatnot. CJ and I would be broadcasting live from Singapore. Okay, that's where we'd be live from Singapore. So Trump on that level is doing very well. We'll be hanging out with Jim Rogers on the beach and broadcasting from there, man. That's what we'll be doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and
so Trump
another
on that level is doing a very good job.
Yeah, sure. And another pivotal thing in regards to, recent actions were the fact that we're starting to see now France with Macron do a huge pivot towards Russia, trying to, engage the United States. I think that Macron inviting Trump to come down for one of the most important national holidays in France, getting him to, get involved with that, and then seeing where that leaves, Germany, Angela Merkel with that. And again, that is signaling a huge change and momentum that's starting to occur. So great article. Check it out, roguemoney.net.
Absolutely, man. Wonderful article. It breaks down the international scope because a lot of you guys do not understand the international game that's being played. You guys most people, they just understand the U.S. centric and they think that the U.S. is setting all the we're at the head of the bus and we're the ones who are causing all the ripples and all the plays on the chessboard, and it's not really true. We're not much of anything anymore. Anyway, buddy, race of quantum computing. London Paul has a great article. It's up on the Series Report as well as roguemoney.net. Man, what is that all about, Siege?
Yeah, so we're witnessing a huge change, in terms of computers, the processing, how they process. This was a great article, again, roguemoney.net. Lisa, one of their contributors for the Series Report, wrote the article, and it's just a huge move in terms of what other countries are doing, taking a look at moving to quantum computing that is going to allow these computers to process on changing completely from a binary code of 1 to 0 to simultaneously rolling up information a lot quicker than any type of standard chip can do. And why that's important, V, is that you think of the United States, you think of our technologies where we had always in the past prided ourselves, and we're kind of falling off pace with this, V. So there's Russia's making inroads with this. Not only economic impact that this could make to about every industry, but then also militarily. So taking a look at those computers, these processors. So this is something that's going to quickly change the entire landscape of technology. It's something that the United States definitely needs to invest with, and right now that's not happening, V.
No, because we're teaching our the upcoming millennials and kids that are going to be taking over the engineering fields how to put a condom on a cucumber. So that's more important. And 1 + 1 is whatever you feel. So it's okay. We don't need quantum computing. Who needs that? We're gonna go the way we're gonna bring back abacuses, CJ.
Oh God.
Oh man. Anyway, Russia, China react to new administration's position on Ukraine. What is going on?
Well, yeah. So last week, China and Russia conducted some joint military exercises in the Baltics, and if you think of what recent actions, again, just the United States and NATO in regards to the Ukraine and the amount of forces and drills and everything they keep occurring there. This is signaling, I think that Russia and China are like, no more something specifically. This was written by James, the Russian analyst, roguemoney.net. Check it out. So, and this stems from before Trump stepped in. This is when Obama, to make himself look good. Oh yes, Russians hacked the elections, where the United States actually seized the Russian compounds here in the United States, and this kind of signaled that momentum. So now we have Russia that's coming forth and saying, "Now listen, wait a minute, we need to get those compounds back, or we're going to go ahead and close your embassy here. And then also specifically, we need to talk about, Ukraine and your actions there to determine, and the people in Ukraine, I think they're seeing the writing on the wall. But I think that there is a huge momentum shift that's occurring there as well, that they see the failed United States policies, the interventions that we've had there. And I think we're a monumental swing in Ukraine in terms of the direction that they go, pivoting back to Russia.
Absolutely, man. Huge thing, because they understand life was better. Life is not the crap hole that it has turned out to now with all the empty promises of the West. American farmers in financial trouble yet again. CJ, what is going on, brother?
We keep talking about the real economy, V, and how on every trading Terror Dome, anytime you talk about the stock market doesn't necessarily reflect the real economy. So this is another article that kind of is the nuts and bolts, if you will, of what's happening. And right now, if you take a look at American farmers, a great article is up at Zero Hedge that talks about how John Deere, who manufactures this heavy farming equipment, particular has become like the third or fourth largest lending. So they're directly lending to these farmers, not only in financing, but also in leasing. So, and one can ask, well, what can go wrong? Well, what's going wrong is the fact that now we're seeing not only short-term credit extended to farmers the last several years just jump up by leaps and bounds, but we're also starting to see all these leased equipment that John Deere has out, and these outstanding inventories that are coming forth. And when you factor that in, with farming income and adjusted for inflation, since about 2013, you're witnessing just a complete, decline in the farming income. So this is something that's going to greatly impact, John Deere. I don't think it was a good idea to jump into the lending. Of course, they probably had to for their equipment, but we're going to see quite a bit about a lot of write-offs that are going to occur with John Deere with this short-term lending, and it's going to impact the farmers greatly with this fee.
Yep, absolutely, man. Banks are going the way of Kodak. Yes, it does. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Banks are obsolete. We've been saying it for quite some time now, CJ. What is going on?
Yeah, so again, now we're starting to hear this in the MSM where they're talking specifically around are banks having that Kodak moment, and the answer is yes. And there's so many reasons for this. I know it's kind of we envision it here at Rogue Money, but I think to your average person, I think they're still thinking, well, how can that be? How can banks become obsolete? Well, number one, when you think of it specifically around technologies that are evolving, whether it's mobile apps, mobile banking, all these decentralized methods of doing your banking. You're talking about the cryptocurrency space, not only with ICOs to fund some of these projects, some of these disruptive things that are occurring, and in part, all these things are for a perfect scenario that this one analyst states that potentially between the next 10 to 15 years, the banks could become obsolete, V.
Absolutely, 1,000%. And that is the bank is going the way of the dodo. Who needs them? And this is why they are freaking out, and Wall Street still doesn't get it. Anyway, with that being said, CJ, we come to the end of the show. Break down for us your goodbyes and your sayonaras, and what we got lined up later for today.
Yeah, very excited. It is Hump Day today, so Bix will be joining us today at 1 p.m.
Yes,
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then also make sure again, last night 3 great articles posted on roguemoney.net. Make sure to go check those out, and then more importantly, share those articles. Share them via Facebook, Twitter, whatever your social handles are. Help get the Rogue Money message out.
Yep. With that being said, folks, we are over and out. Again, check us out, roguemoney.net, and our sponsors, myfreedomnow.us and mygoldusb.com. With that being said, CJ, take it away, buddy.